Hey folks, this is Gray here, and today we're going to be looking at the Wuben X1 Falcon. Quite the intriguing flashlight. We're going to look at the couple of different specifications on it. It supposedly reaches 12,000 lumens and has a beam distance of 994 feet. Well, we're going to do some night shots in regards to using this flashlight and see how it does and performs. We're going to look at some of the specifications. We'll take it back on the bench and also take a close-up look at the light itself. Like I said, it's not your normal light. It's kind of square in that sense, you know what I mean? I'll tell you one thing. This thing is built tough. I give it that. It does have these little fans on the side, which are quite interesting. It does have a fast charge, which is always nice for a flashlight, right? Independent battery system. I don't know if you can see there. I'm trying to see if I can see myself on camera with it. Maybe I'll bring it up a little closer. It has 3 LEDs in there. But anyways, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. We're going to do, like I said, we'll take a look at the night shots. We'll take a close-up look at the device itself. It does come out with a little pouch, which is very handy-dandy. We'll take a close-up look at that as well. So stay tuned for all that, and then we'll come back and wrap it up with me on my final thoughts and my question to you, my viewers. All right, folks, so I like to start off with what you get in the box, of course. The main thing I'll usually start with is the instruction manual. And I think I've been pronouncing this name wrong. I think it's Wuben. Wuben, not Wuban. I don't know where I got the Wuban at. But, you know, I'm very bad at pronunciations. But the Wuben X1 Falcon. And it comes in multiple different languages depending on where you're at, located in the world. You also get this very tactical kind of paracordy looking, I guess, lanyard that you would connect to this guy here. I think there's a connection point. Where did I see that connection point at? Somewhere right there. And that would connect to here so that if you wanted to keep that on the lanyard, you could. Also, you get the charging cable, which is a Type-C to Type-C charging cable. Again, this thing is capable of fast charging. We'll discuss that here in a second. But you do get this Type-C cable with it, as well as this little kind of like belt holder and whatnot. The way the light sits in there, you get a little clip here. You can move that open there. The light sits nice and comfortably in there. And then you clip that close. Of course, it does have this as well, where you can hang it from somewhere. Depending on what you got going on, you do have an adjustable belt clip where you can move around things in there. You don't have to just slide it through. You can just kind of pop it on there. So I do like that. It is a nylon material. It does have that water drainage and stuff like that on top and bottom, which is quite interesting. But yeah, so you get that as well. All right, now that we got all that stuff out of the way, we can look at the light itself. Like I said, this thing is robust. I mean, you can hear it. Very durable. These are the cooling fans in here. So if you max this out where it starts getting warm, it has these cooling fans that pulls air through this to cool the light head, which I thought was very interesting. You can see the thing is very well built in regards to the metal and stuff like that. I think this is some sort of aluminum, if I recall correctly, but it feels a lot stronger than that. I don't know. These are just kind of like my thoughts on the light itself. Now, some folks may ask, well, what kind of bulbs are these, Gray? These are Cree bulbs. These are the XHP 70.2 6000 K emitters. Man, that's a mouthful, right? But this thing is a very durable build. And let me move this box out of the way. This also has an IP55 waterproof rating. So I'm going to throw something on the screen to explain IP55 because there's so many different IP ratings. And as you can see here on the screen, how I got the IP55, the first column has the 5, the other column has the other 5. Kind of like if you have an IP65. And this kind of gives you a generalized idea of what waterproof and dusting that this thing can handle. Be it that, you know, if you're depending on the environment that you're using this in. Something like out in the rain or whatnot, you're not going to have too much issues, but I probably would not dunk this underwater for a prolonged period of time, if not at all. Anyways, again, what I liked about it, which was very impressive, is the charging aspect to this. You can get a full charge in 2 hours because it can handle, I think, is it 27 watts? I think it's like 27 watts. I might be wrong there. But I'm pretty sure that's how much you can push into this thing. It has 2 21700 batteries inside this case, which I thought was interesting. And this thing touts 12,000 lumens with a 994 feet beam distance. It is a pretty compact size. I mean, it's about a little over a hair over 5 inches. You know what I mean? And the cool thing is okay, so let's be honest, folks. 12,000 lumens. Get a minute out of that. It's like a burst of light, you know? You're going to get 1 minute out of that 12,000, but you can get 1.7 hours of constant current at 3,000 lumens. So 3,000 lumens is more than enough to light up an area. So that's one thing to kind of take away from that. You know, a lot of flashlight manufacturers will always push their maximum. With every light that I've ever reviewed, you can see that they always use that maximum to grab your attention, which is great now because a burst of 12,000 lumens will literally, you know, throw someone off their game. It'll blind someone to that point where they will not be able to see, especially if you hit them in the dark, and you have a minute to do so. So that's more than enough time. I'll turn it on. As you can see, the Cree lights there. Don't want to kind of shine it directly at the camera. So that's going to be in low. That's 400 lumens right there, folks, which is not bad for a low mode for prolonged use. You know, if you're camping or hiking or, you know, trips or whatnot, then you can it's very easy to operate. You can hold that down, and that's going to put that into medium mode. And medium mode is going to produce you 1,000 lumens. This is kind of more of a general purpose kind of illumination kind of look, you know what I mean, to kind of like look around and stuff like that. It's a nice bright light at that 6,000 K, which is like kind of the warmth of the light, but it's very like more on the higher end of the white end of the spectrum versus the yellow end of the spectrum. And then if we hold it again, that's going to put us into high mode, and you'll see how these modes work again in the night shots, which is going to deliver about 2,600 lumens. This mode is kind of more, I guess you could say, long-range illumination, you know, like during the night if you're walking the woods, maybe you're walking the dog and you're trying to see down the road. Something startles you and you just kind of want to point in that direction, or if you break down on the side of the road, something to kind of, you know, look around. And then, of course, you can move to turbo mode, which is a double tap that there, and that's going to bring that to its max output. Of course, it's only going to shoot that for about a minute, 12,000 lumens. After that, it's going to drop back down to roughly, again, I think it was 3,000 lumens. And like I said, you'll get 1.7 hours out of that. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to put this to the mic. I'm going to turn this light off. Well, I don't want to turn the light off. I'm going to put the fans just kicked on. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Here, let me put it close to the mic. So that's what the fans sound like. I thought that was very neat, very cool, but it keeps the head cold. Or not cold, but, you know, cool enough to the touch where you're not burning yourself like some of the other lights out there that can kind of push out that many lumens. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. It also has an SOS mode and a strobe mode, which I'm not going to show you. I don't do it in the night shots either, just because there's a lot of people that may be susceptible, you know, that have epilepsy or something like that. So you can always play with the light if you happen to buy it. The charging port's going to be right here. That's going to be your Type-C charging port right there, right underneath that fan. And you can stand this, you know, it's one of those things, if you want to lay it down this way, you want to put it this way, you know, and I'm just slamming it around because it's, like I said, it's a very durable light. You don't have to be, and I'm sorry about the loud noises, but you don't have to be finicky with a light like this, you know. And I like it when they build these things tough. You know, for the price point that you're paying for something like this, definitely want something that's going to be tough and it's going to last you. And as you can see there, it fits right in the hand pretty nice. And just like that, you can just kind of be pushing the buttons and going through those settings. Also, if you notice there's two holes back here, you can buy an additional bike mount. Imagine having this light for a bike mount. You're shooting out 2,600 lumens on high mode, which would be crazy. It'd be like looking at someone's headlights coming down the street, but it does have an option so that you can mount that on a bike. Let's say that was your handlebar there, and you can have that and operate it as a bike light as well, if you choose to do so. But like I said, some people may say it's a little bit bulky or whatnot. For me, it feels good in the hand. I have lots of different lights. You know, some people may prefer something a little bit more, you know, compact. You know, it's easier to wrap their hands around with. But it always depends on what you prefer. Anyways, let's go to the night shots. And then we'll finish up with our final thoughts and pros and cons or anything like that that I decide to see in the light in the night testing of this unit. All right. I just wanted to show you guys the beautiful sunset here before it gets dark. But we'll go ahead and get into the testing mode now. So what I wanted to show you is the wife has a regular 1,000 lumen flashlight, and I wanted to show you when I point my light at her in high mode how big of a difference this light makes if you're out in the woods. So she's out there, she has no clue what I'm doing, ironically, but boom, all of a sudden I hit her with that wide, powerful beam from the Falcon X1 or the X1 Falcon. And as you can see, it lights her up. It dwarfs the 1,000 lumen flashlight that she has. That flood is intense. It's very cool to me. I mean, it just makes it so much easier to see if you're walking in the woods. As you can see, there's water and stuff there. All right, so I wanted to show you a different aspect. I wanted to show you me walking kind of down this path here. I call it Zombie Road because it's like very desolate out here. But as you can see, I wanted to show you the beam, how the flood, how wide it spreads. This is kind of like a lane of traffic pretty much. And as you can see, as I'm walking down, it lights up a lot of different things depending on which way I push that light. But I just wanted to show you guys that real quick so that you guys can see it from a different perspective of someone actually holding the light and walking with it. To me, it was still very impressive in the way it was in high mode. All right, so basically this is the light itself. We're going to skip the eco or moonlight and low mode. We're going to go straight to medium just to kind of give you an idea. And medium light is something if you were going to be walking your dog, you know, kind of running around really close. Because the other modes are just very hard to see on camera. So I went straight to medium here so you can kind of get an idea of how it looks. And then we're going to switch over to high mode. And to me, this is something that people would use more often is the high. As you can see, the flood pattern on there is very nice. It lights up the whole area. You get that nice even flood, nice bright white light as you kind of pan across there and kind of look down there towards the end of the road. Anyways, this is going to be in turbo mode here. I wanted to show you the beam distance on there, the max beam distance of 997 or 4 feet. The flood is intense. It's very, very impressive, I thought, of how much output light it is. The light itself didn't get hot at all with those little fans running. They're very quiet enough, but if you needed to use this for, like I said, a minute or so, it would work great. And of course, it'll step down to about 3,000 lumens and still last you 1.7 hours. But anyways, just kind of give you a glance as I'm moving around with the light and all. I thought it looked pretty good, and you guys be the judge, right? Put that down in the comments. All right, folks, so that concludes the Falcon, the Wuben X1 Falcon flashlight. It's quite intriguing. Like I said, the size and the look of it is very interesting. Very nice light, at least I think so. Very robust, got some weight to it if you like something like that. If you're just not, you know, if you want to get away from the round type of flashlights, this might be something for you because of the way it feels in the hand and whatnot. You saw the night shots, and what I ask from you, my viewers, is, you know, down in the comments, what are your thoughts of the night shots? What are your thoughts of the light? Here also, I do have a discount code GMP20, if I recall correctly. It will be down in the description along with the link to the company. When the company reached out to me, I said, man, I want you to send me your most powerful light, and that's what they did. So thank you, Wuben, for working with me in regards to that. But they have all different types of lights. They have these clip lights, they have regular headlamps, they have different other types of flashlights with all different types of price points, and that code will work on any of that stuff as well. So looking forward to reading your comments. Again, your thoughts on the light. If you do check out their website, do you have a favorite on their website? I'd like to hear from you as well. And I think that about wraps it up, folks. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video in its entirety. It truly helps out the channel. If you got any value out of this, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new here, subscribe and check out the rest of the channel and the multiple playlists that I have for you, my viewers. Outside of that, folks, remember, you are not alone. This is GreyMan. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the rebound. God bless. And again, thank you for watching.